Creator Waves, now loading.
There are designers that let inspiration come to them, but then you have designers that go out and get inspiration from nature. With this exposure to different environments, the product is already made in their minds. They're going against the grain to bring people closer to a specific aspect of nature and just the general outdoors. What no one can take from them is their ability to take pieces of nature that they like or are inspired by and make things that can be given to their audience. What others can't take from these types of people is their urge and desire to explore and seek new ideas, colors, shapes, patterns, and energies. Those are the people that want to change the way something is experienced, going beyond what people expect a particular product to look like, feel like, and function. There's loads of amazing shapes and ways of living that exist within nature, which, if adopted by a designer or a maker, can take products to a whole new level, creating things that can only really be made from what is seen in nature, whether that's from animals, plants, scenery, water, energy, and so on. These are the people that bring us closer and closer to the qualities of nature. Products inspired by nature can inspire us to visit those places. And hopefully we'll continue to see more inspiration taken from nature and applied to product. This is where the dots connect. This is where experiences can be transformed. This is where we can take pieces of nature with us wherever we decide to go. It becomes a 360 experience. Everybody should be able to experience nature, and sometimes products can be the thing that gives us a preview of that world. This is when nature meets product.
Slowing life down.
Surratt is an emerging designer and maker who has started working on a stool chair called the Ground Stool. She currently created one of them. The concept was introduced earlier this year. This all started from her time in Tochigi in Japan, where she went to pottery classes at
Mashiko Toji Club,
also known as a Mashiko Ceramic Art Club, and Kominika Furuki. Here she was exposed to and was able to study the art of pottery. She said it was super therapeutic, the type of therapeutic where you just get lost in whatever you're doing. In a good way though. She discovered that pottery is also a form of meditation. The name Kominika represents a traditional Japanese folk house. Also means old house, usually made of natural materials like wood, clay, and straw, including features like high floor, high ceiling, and intricate wooden joinery for earthquake resistance. These houses were designed and built to be in harmony with nature and to outlast natural disasters. You could say that they're like a dynamic duo, like MJ and Quincy, Shaq and Kobe, Ronaldo and Rooney,
Venus and Serena,
Skepta and Jeremy. While she was there practicing pottery, it was then where she started paying attention to the scenery around the Ceramic Art Club and soaking in the overall way of living there. At this place, there was peace and a sense of calm. People weren't in such a rush. It actually made her think about how intense her day-to-day life is in London as a designer and maker. And she wanted to emulate the calmness and steadiness that she was experiencing around the Mashiko Ceramic Art Club and bring it with her to London. The stool that she's made is multi-purpose. Where similar to the scenes in Toshigo, you can slow life down on demand. Surratt looked at this stool as the link that enables the gathering of people to sit, drink, converse, and connect, connecting people together. where everyone feels grounded in nature. But this could also take place in someone's home or garden for people living in a busy city. With the ground stool, you might want to take a break just to chill and then move again. This stool allows you to slow life down wherever you are. It's pretty low though, so as you sit in it, you have no choice but to be present in the moment and to be still and embrace rest. You're committing to rest. It's the idea of being connected to earth, feeling grounded, and meditating on demand. I think this scenario works in nature, but also if you're in a busy city where you can identify a spot to sit at to take a quick break. She said it's a product that can grow old with you, essentially being there to support your lifetime experiences. So basically it has longevity. If you look closely, you can see a mini compartment for small items like a book so you can read. And there's a space for your arm to go when carrying the stool if you're on the go. And there's a small section to put a cup if you want to stop and have a drink. I like this a lot. It gives you so much power to design your environment. There's more options to dictate what you're gonna do in that environment. Rather than waiting for things to come, it's about being proactive rather than reactive. You might be in a place where there's no seats. This gives you the power to always have a seat available. To be honest, I love anything that's multi-purpose. Anything where you can be efficient, I'm all in. Imagine you're on a long hike or a long walk and you want to stop for a short period just to read something or double check the direction that you need to go into. Or it could just be to take in the scenery around you. Surratt is taking aspects of nature and applying it to a product where people can use and experience a piece of nature through the product. You don't have to go hiking to use it, but if you want to go hiking with it, that works. She's made one of these, but I'm sure she's testing the concept out and will build on this and develop it further. So more of these can be made and eventually more can be available. I'm looking forward to more of these being available. And what we're not gonna do is accept the environment that was given to us. We're gonna redesign the environment that's in front of us. We're not gonna wait for that to come to us. We're gonna design the environment to suit us. We're gonna do it our way, the way we wanna do it. We're gonna create our own world. We're not gonna wait for things to come to us. We're gonna dictate what the environment is. In Japan, the Shinkansen 3000 series bullet train was more aerodynamic than the previous versions, but because of its short nose, it wasn't able to reduce the tunnel boom sound, a loud shockwave created when entering tunnels at high speed. During the development process of the 500 series version of the Shinkansen bullet train, Eiji Nakatsu, engineer at JR West, loved to observe birds. But this time, as he was bird watching, he noticed something. He noticed that the kingfisher bird could effortlessly slice into the water from the air without there being a major splash. This is what inspired him to redesign the nose of the train to imitate the kingfisher's beak style. He reimagined the Shinkansen bullet train through the lens of the kingfisher bird and applied the principles he learned from studying the kingfisher bird's movement to reduce the tunnel boom that the train would create when entering tunnels. So that's why there's a long pointed nose, allowing the train to travel faster and more efficiently through the air, providing a more dynamic shape whilst reducing noise. Eiji also studied an owl's wings, observing its silent flight to reduce the pantograph noise that the previous model train would make when the train would connect to the overhead wires. Adelie Penguin's body shape was also examined to mimic the smooth movement through dense mediums. Since the 500 series was introduced in 1997, the later models have been able to build on top of this, where the nose of the train has become longer to further counter the tunnel boom.
Eugénie Kittiette
was inspired by Mediterranean light, shapes, colors, and the waves of the sea when designing
Estrella Dame Font.
seen in bars and restaurants around the world. He said that the idea is a moment, a feeling, taking the movement and motion of the sea and making it into a solid object. Capturing the energy and impact of the waves and using those movements to create a unique and physically attractive bear tap. With every pour, it takes a customer to the waves that exist in the Mediterranean scene. Those wavy lines, the shape of the bear tap, can allow a person to mentally travel to the Mediterranean Sea once they've received the bear that they've ordered. They can see it, feel it, and touch it. It can really elevate the energy of the bar and aesthetically take the atmosphere to the next level, setting the tone for the quality of the interaction between the server and the receiver. He said it's an object that brings to mind all those moments you experience when having a beer and watching the sun go down. Now, I'm not really a beer drinker myself, but I appreciate the thought that's gone into this, thinking about the experience around the person consuming the beer after receiving it. Taking the customer somewhere else. Not everyone is going to be in the Mediterranean, but they can at least imagine themselves being there in their local town. The morphing and blending of the warm colors represent the sun setting. And maybe you're having a beer whilst you witness it, bringing a piece of nature to where you are through the product. The acoustics and atmosphere of the interior of the bear tap was designed to emulate the atmosphere within a seashell. Ignacio Figueroa Ochoa said that it's more than design. It's about using recycled plastic and reusing waste. Biomimicry. Drawing inspiration from nature to solve design challenges and having more sustainable designs. It's the freeness and openness of nature that can inspire the most unique products visually and functionally. These designers and others have and are bringing us closer to nature through their products. We will be able to be exposed more and more to nature through products.